Hi guys, this is Mike and this will be an honest review of the Rockett Audio Design's Airchild compressor. So what is it? It's a copy of, or let's say an homage to a legendary studio compressor, the Fairchild 660, which is known for enhancing the harmonic richness and fattening up the tone of their recorded tracks, and was featured on countless hit records over the years. And what I find to be very cool on this pedal is that it's kind of like three pedals in one, right? So let's talk about it. The first function that I want to mention is the clean boost, which you can use to either simply make your guitar louder or to boost the gain on your overdrive pedal. So imagine you play a live show and you have a Les Paul with humbuckers as your main guitar, but then you also want to play like one or two songs on a Strat, right? That Strat, of course, will be considerably lower in volume. That's just the nature of the beast. So then you can use this pedal to bring the Strat to the same volume as the Les Paul, right? And that would sound a little bit like this. Right? So that is pretty cool, but you can also use this function to basically boost your overdrive pedal, as I mentioned before. So let's say we have an overdrive pedal that is already set to full gain, but you still would like a little bit more. Right? So that is pretty cool. So that was function number one, basically the clean boost. Function number two is the tilt EQ. So at 12 o'clock it sounds pretty neutral, but if you turn it to the right, it enhances the treble and cuts a little bit of bass. And on the opposite direction, it does the opposite basically, right? So let's check out how that sounds. Yeah, so as you can hear, it sounds very natural, sounds very clean, really like this. You know, imagine you have your favorite guitar and your favorite amp and you set everything perfectly up, but then you're missing maybe a little bit of highs or a little bit of bass. This will do the job, and I really like that, right? So that was function number two, but now, of course, let's go to the main part, which is the whole compression, right? So pretty simple. We have a mix knob, a blend control, and a threshold, right? So let's put the blends to 50% and let's just play around with the threshold and let's see what happens. Right, so as you can hear, 3 o'clock on both is kind of like good, I guess, for funky settings where you don't want your chords to be very loud. put the volume up. Let's add a little bit of highs. That's pretty nice without. Yeah, what I really like about this, it glues the signal together a little bit, right? So that's pretty cool. Let's try it with picking. Yeah, so as you can hear, it's pretty cool. It really evens out your signal. You know, the blend control is really cool. The mix control, I want to say. You know, let's try something else. I will try to get my looper pedal. I will play a lick, I guess, that consists of very quiet single notes and then pretty hard chords, right? So let's see how that sounds. Yeah, cool. So as you can hear, the Airchild really fattens up the sound. I really like that. It really makes it even, the signal, right? So we don't have the single notes on a very low volume and then the chords almost kill your hearing, right? So that is pretty cool. Works perfectly as advertised, right? And yeah, basically I really, really, really like this pedal. There are a couple of things that I want to mention, because this is an honest review. There are a couple of things that I want to mention that I'm not such a fan of. So the first thing that I'm not such a fan of is, and let me tell you straight away, this is pretty minor, right? This is a me issue, basically. It doesn't have to be a you issue. But for me, it's pretty much a little bit annoying. So the way I hear it, basically, we have unity volume and unity tone when these two knobs are set to 12 o'clock, right? But they still decided to put a 5 here on 12 o'clock, right? I guess this comes back to maybe the original Fairchild. Also the whole design of this thing and the knobs, right, are pretty vintage. So it's not a big issue, basically, but still my OCD tells me this is just wrong. It would have been cooler like 0 and then -5 and +5, right, for example. But no biggie, okay? Second of all, another thing that's not a big deal, but my OCD tells me it shouldn't be this way, is that the input and the output jack are on the top here, right? Usually I like my pedals to have output and input jacks on the side, right? Especially if this would maybe be your first pedal on your pedal board. It would be really annoying to have a pedal go from the top here, right? Having said that, usually people have a tuner pedal in front of it, right, as their very first pedal. So again, it's a me issue and not a you issue, and it's not the fault of this pedal, and with long enough patch cables, there's absolutely no problem there, right? And the third thing that I want to mention, which I think if they added that, would make this pedal the perfect compressor pedal, is presets. Right? So that maybe like a toggle switch for like 1, 2, 3 presets that we could save up somehow would be really awesome. Now, let me tell you this. I realize this pedal is 100% analog. I realize that. And as far as I can tell, there are no digital components there whatsoever, right? And I guess adding a bit of digital components there, like Boss did on their analog delay, which also has 5 presets, right, where you can save your own sounds, I guess would drive the price up. I realize that, but I think it would be really cool. Like maybe have one setting that just boosts the signal a little bit, or boost plus tone. The second would be light compression, and the third would be like heavy compression, right? That would be really nice. But other than that, let me tell you, I have to be completely honest, a couple of years ago I did have the Zodic compressor pedal, and while I really like that, I've also felt it changed my sound a little bit too much, and it was quite limited when it came to the controls there. But this has everything. I really appreciate the tone control, because usually compressors do kill the transients and the highs a little bit, but with this you can adjust that, right? And so yeah, basically this is the best sounding compressor that I ever heard. By the way, this is not a paid review. They didn't contact me. I never spoke to J Rockett. I paid this with my own money. I'm just telling you how I hear it, basically. Yeah, so if you ever play live shows, if you want to fatten up your sound, try this pedal. You might really like it, right? And yeah, so that was basically it, guys. I hope you like this short but hopefully sweet review. And yeah, check out the Airchild 660 and have a good one. See you next time. Bye.
With 2 eyes.